What's up, everyone? It's TechDrooper64, and welcome to our second video of E3 of June 15th, the second day of E3. And today, we're going to be covering Ubisoft's E3 2015 press conference, which didn't include that much, actually. And for some reason, there's a whole bunch of games from Ubisoft that they announced today that they don't have a release date, like, at all. And I don't know why. So anyways, let's just get into it before we start talking about anything else. So Ubisoft opened up the show by opening with a trailer of a sequel to South Park: The Stick of Truth. And it'll be called South Park: The Fractured Butthole. Yeah, not the way I'm saying it, though. There's no release date, and there's even no consoles released or platforms on when it's going to be released. All we know is that it's just called South Park, and it's a sequel to The Stick of Truth, and it's called The Fractured Butthole. So yeah. Then the second game they went through, which was amazing. I'm a huge fan of it. It's good. It's a new IP called For Honor. It's a medieval sword fighting like game that has 3 classes: Viking, Knight, and Samurai. You can have 4 versus 4 multiplayer, and there was a multiplayer live demo, and it was being played on a PS4, and it was pretty cool. And they said there was going to be a beta later on in the year, but there's no saying when the game is going to release this year. So we don't know yet, but it looks really good. I'm a huge fan of it. It's really awesome. I'll put a link in the description of the Ubisoft E3 2015 press conference, which, by the way, I'm not going to have as much information on my notes because my internet was crapping out on me in the middle of the conference. So right when they were talking about Just Dance, all the stuff afterwards, they just, like, I don't know what happens, and I just looked back at it just now. I don't even know if they announced a lot of stuff. But anyway, the next thing they talked about was expansions of older games. The first one is The Crew is getting an expansion because to celebrate the fact that a lot of people have traveled a bunch of miles, I think, or something like that. And the expansion is called Wild Run. It's when you can have monster trucks, motorbikes in The Crew, and you can go all across the country like that. So for people who own The Crew, you can have that. There was no release date announced for that either. So it's going to be like a normal thing now. A bunch of stuff from Ubisoft with no releases. Except for the next one. Trial Fusion is getting another it's getting an expansion, its first one, called Awesome Levels Max. It's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC all at the same time, July 29th, 2015. I could be getting that wrong, because I heard her say something like that, like July 20-something. So it's in July. That's all I can tell you. And then the fifth thing they talked about was The Division. Once again, and a lot of people are complaining about the same crap that they were complaining about last year, and the same crap they were complaining about Watch Dogs, is that The Division looks like crap from what it did last year. I don't know what to say about that, but anyway, they announced this brand new zone called the Dark Zone, and it's a zone where you can fight against other human players online, and you can meet up with them, and it's a very dangerous area where you can turn against them or be friends with them. It's really, really interesting. The game was confirmed coming March 8th, 2016, and the beta will be available at the end of this year, but for Xbox One users, and it'll be available for other users next year. So, yeah. The next thing they talked about is a game called Anno 2205, or 2205. I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyway, it's a game that's like SimCity. It's a city builder. Beta will be released later this year, and will be coming out November 7th, 2015. It's pretty cool, I guess, because you can go to the moon if you succeed in your city, I guess. I don't know. I don't care. It's a game that I'm not interested in. Next is Just Dance 2016, a game that I'm kind of 50-50. I liked Just Dance, but I think, release one every year is a little bit much. But they did announce something new coming to Just Dance 2016. For consoles like Xbox One and PS4 and PS3 and 360, you do not need to have a Kinect 360, a PlayStation Move, a PS4 camera, or an Xbox One Kinect. You don't need those anymore. Same thing with the Wii and Wii U versions. You don't need those anymore because now they have an app for Just Dance and you can just sync it. And they had an app last year, but this time it's like you can sync the app to your console version and you don't need to have cameras. Moving on, they talked about Rainbow Six Siege, which is which is going to have a new terrorist hunt mode, and this terrorist hunt mode, along with the mode that was introduced with, will be in the beta, and the beta will be available for all consoles this year. The next thing was Trackmania Turbo, which is a port of an old arcade game, I believe it is, for PC, and it's coming over to consoles under the name Trackmania Turbo, because it was just called Trackmania before. And number 10 is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. There is no gameplay shown. There is not much detail shown except for the release date, which we all know is in November. I don't know when in November. But there was just this CGI trailer very similar to the one shown about Assassin's Creed Unity last year. And finally, you know how in my predictions I said they're going to show off their big IP, a big new IP like they always do, or a big new game like they always do, a big new game reveal? Well, this year's game reveal was Ghost Recon Wildlands. I'm a huge fan of Ghost Recon, well, at least the old ones. I played Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier on the Xbox 360, and that was terrible. I couldn't play that game. It was so hard to get into. But this game, Ghost Recon Wildlands, looked really, really good. And yeah, so that's pretty much it of Ubisoft's press conference. In about 2 hours, or I should say an hour and 20 minutes, we're going to be seeing Sony's press conference. So I don't know what to expect from it except for my predictions, which, by the way, if you want to check out my Ubisoft predictions on how I predicted about Ubisoft's press conference, and if you want to see if I'm right or wrong, well, I'll put a link in the description below. And yeah, so next is Sony, and I will be doing my Microsoft video when I have the time to go watch the conference because I missed it, again, because of my exam. But anyway, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.